Welcome to Everything Mental Health with your hosts, Chris Weeks and Maureen Edwards.
I think that's fascinating, Chris, that when there is a history of addiction or the brain has learned these habits, they might not be good habits, but the brain has still learned them, that during times where maybe you're not as alert, or maybe you're psychologically kind of gone back to sleep a little bit, or not really on guard with the fact that you're in recovery, that somebody can literally, it happens so fast that they can go through a relapse, use, and wake up and think, oh my God, how did that happen?
Right. Yeah. And
it's that fast.
It can be that fast. And to all appearances, everything was going along well.
Right.
And then subsequent to that is the way in which the person may start to think about themselves. I'm a failure. I failed again, and that can just drive the person even further into another lapse. Or there's the positive perspective also, where it's understood that lapsing is part of recovery, or a lapse is a part of recovery, in terms of even the way in the modes of change, sort of the way in which we will go through changes in the first place. It's factored in at times to the lapse is factored into recovery.
Like riding a bike and you trip and you fall off the bike,
and then
you get back on.
Exactly.
And you might do it again, but it might be a little longer.
Yeah. And
finally you're doing it without falling.
Yeah. So even in the theoretical model of change, this notion of relapse or prolapse is also included. So there's that aspect of as well, where a person might go, okay, I had a slip, and others will support the person. Yeah, you had a slip. Now let's continue to move forward.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a positive outcome, if depending on if there's some resources and supports in place for this individual.
Yes.
A lot of the time, though, there's a lot of stereotypical thinking of regarding a person who may have a lapse, and especially if a person has been struggling with addiction for a long time and has made the effort to go to recovery houses or treatment centers and have gone to a number of them. Oftentimes the attitude of people around them is, okay, well, here we go again. Sure, I'll believe it when I see it. Well, this is what I expected. Any number of statements that can reinforce even psychically that person's relapse. And I know people who have said, this time it's not going to happen, and then it happens, and they have no support around them because people have now lost hope, lost this sense of belief, even lost the support. Where, well, my grandmother decided that she's had enough. My wife has had enough. My children have had enough. My partner, lots of people will get to that point where they've had enough.
Yeah.
right?
I think that's a very good point, in that with relapse, especially if it's continued relapse, or especially after you've gone to treatment and spent all that money and all that effort, and then it happens again. Like, I think family members or close individuals to the person, they might be the first ones that fall off the support wagon.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the time it falls on peers or people who are a little bit distant. It could be a healthcare provider, it could be a counselor, it could be an outreach worker, it could be somebody from a support group. These are the people that many times are those frontline people that help that person pick them back up, because the family has basically just like can't do it again, right?
They've given up
For whatever reason. Yeah.
Yeah.